Hello, everybody. Hi there. Howdy, howdy. Give me 1 second. I'm still trying to get everything set up. I have to do a thing really quick. Damn it. I can't seem to post it. It's fine. On YouTube, if you can go and give to that link. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. Hello. 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 You are so crazy today, huh? You're just going to be a little butthead. Yes, you are. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Come here. Puppy. Puppy. Okay, chat. How are we today? ADHD trash can. Thank you for 6 months. How's everybody holiday going so far? Those of you who are celebrating Christmas or Yule or whatever, I'm sure I have a lot of Yule heads in the chat. How we all doing? We Gucci and enlightened tonight. I'm alive. I'm glad to hear that, Tomboy. Me and Mothman cuddled and went to some trashy restaurants. There's the spirit. Brother's coming to visit for Christmas. That's funny. Or I guess that sounds fun. I guess that's not funny. Oof. Violent skunk. I worked 10 hours today. Fuck. Moth. Hooray. $400 car battery I had to buy. That does not sound happy. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Everybody with the car problem. Starm lost half of my savings and half of my future paychecks to a new car because the old one got rear-ended on the highway. Fucking oof. Oof size large, everybody. Domaniacs. I like Domaniacs. Prosy Rosie, I'm not having a pretty good day today. I'm glad you're having a pretty good day. Is the volume a little bit low? That might just be me. I have my microphone a little bit further away. How about now? I'm not sick. I'm just a little sniffly. $150 jacket for $8 while thrifting. Hell yeah. My favorite jacket I got for my fur jacket I got for like 16 bucks. I am always sniffly. I think it's something in my makeup. I don't like it because I'm not usually like this sniffly when I speak, but when I put on makeup, or it might just be like talking for prolonged periods, I'm not sure. How dead are the domains? So dead. The new guava monster is the aesthetic of your channel. I don't drink Monster Energy. I'm a Celsius girly, which you can actually blame Tomboy Succubus for in the chat, because when they were visiting me, they infected me with the need to drink an energy drink a day to function, basically. Glad I'm off caffeine now. I wouldn't be able to fucking function without it, honestly. I think it is really helped me focus and get through, especially this last big video. Oh, thank you very much, Job. And hey, sweetness. Gina817, is that a thing? Trans girls and energy drinks? I mean, like, kinda. Oh. It is as much of a thing. I would say that the energy drink is on par with like Blahage or Blowhigh. Swain402, thank you so much for 14 whole months. Goodness. Trans girls need monster drinks. Like, nobody needs energy drinks. I mean, I kind of need energy drinks just because stimulants help keep me focused because of ADHD. But like, Lamb Chop wants to perform a coup upon the stream. I don't think so, little buddy. I do want to talk about this really quick because I thought it was hysterical. Before we get into stuff that is a little bit more dire, let's say, that doesn't really portend very well for the state of society and the country moving forward. Oh, and we will. Last stream you mentioned Lovecraft and Clive Barker. Have you heard of Caitlin R. Kiernan? It does sound familiar. Excuse me, but off the top of my head, no. It does sound familiar though. Hello, Jay Rogers. Hello, Potato Wraiths. Silly Spirit, gotta balance energy drinks, water, and weed for the perfect day. I basically have, for every energy drink, I will have one of these big ass cups of water from my Godzilla X Kong cup collection. Which honestly, some of the like best money for cups I've ever bought. Like the amount of use I've gotten out of those AMC cups, like worth the ridiculous like $16 or whatever they were per. And they're actually like the way that they're printed, it's not like because back in the day everybody remembers like the McDonald's, and the way I remember them is from like McDonald's used to have the Halloween like buckets and shit, or Burger King I think had them too. Jack in the Box I know had them. And after a while, like the images on the side would like they were just super cheap printed, like they were really flimsy. That's not like these at all. Like honestly, these are like pretty solid cups, and the printing is gonna like is not only vibrant, but it stays on really well. So I fuck with it. Oh, hello. We have, before we get too much in that, do you want to come up on, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hi to people? Do you want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Wug. 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 I know you want to. I know you want to. I mean, you're just gonna rub your face all over my microphone? Is that what you're doing? Is that the game here, cat? Oh. Kibby. Bonk. Fucking bonked you. What are you gonna do about it? She baby. I like that tattoo on my finger, my little moon. Thank you. Yeah, I think she's just like purring right into the mic, if you guys can hear that. 789 wanker tanker 3/4 to super chat. I forgot the joke that ends with these numbers. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 789. Slappy Meats, thank you for following. She's just sitting right here in my hair. Let me see if I can tilt the camera down a little bit. Cat cam. Wug. 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 Her little tail is just going swish, 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 swish. You want to purr for the people? Kabitty cam. Alright, that's enough you attention whore. Yeah, I know. It's genetic. You get it from your mother. Yes, you do. A constant need for attention. You use your bubba. Oh, she loves, like, one of her favorite spots is right between me and the desk, and she just, like, hunkers down when I'm working there. Do I have big holiday plans? No. Oh, okay, you're just gonna get on my desk? You're just gonna fuck all my shit up? Or not? Okay. You're so loud. Prosy Rosie, how does Godzilla v Kong end? You'll have to watch the movie. Like, what? Why would I? What? God, I need a haircut. I have a haircut scheduled before I go to Washington, D.C. At the beginning of January, but she's so friggin' purry right now. I'm getting hair all over my face, cat. Yeah, the cat's name is Missy. All right, let's go back to this. Kibbin. Oh, I gotta clip your claws, huh? You're starting to get snagged on stuff. Yeah, she's a rescue. I do want to see Sonic 3. I almost saw Sonic 3 today, but I need to stream because I have not made a lot of money this month, honestly. So donations are very appreciated. How do you think Trump and Musk would react to getting booed at their inauguration? I think there's gonna be far too many sycophants there. Oh God, I've been just thinking about Trump being at the election, but yeah, no, Elon's gonna fucking be there too. Cat, really? Seriously? You're doing this right now? Seriously? Thank you very much, Malir Blackspear. Have you seen the trailer for Death of a Unicorn? Movie looks crazy as hell. I'm so ready. I have not. That sounds up my alley. Why won't Musk fuck off? Because he's a large part of the, well, I don't want to say he's a large part of the reason that Trump won, but he certainly was a contributing factor with everything he spent and invested. And knowing the shady shit Trump is into, I wouldn't be, like, knowing the shady shit that both Trump and Elon have been into in the past, I absolutely wouldn't be surprised if there was something, like some kind of blackmail, something illegal that Elon can hold over Trump now. I have heard nothing but good shit about Sonic 3. I want to go fucking see it. Maybe I'll go see it tonight after I'm done streaming. So, Brianna Wu, down here in the corner, overexposed to shit like Kelly J. Keane, has been for a long time, for those who don't know, and I actually think I've decided that probably in February I'm going to start working on my third deep dive expose piece after Matt Walsh and Synthetic Man. I think it's gonna be Brianna Wu. Because there is so much fucking lore to her. There is so much shit that people don't know about what a just disingenuous, backstabbing hack she is. I asked around. I just asked some folks that I know. I was like, hey, what do you think? Because she is very vocal. She is very much into, I don't think she has much like a dedicated fan base, but she is very vocal about throwing harassment towards people and trying to smear people publicly. And I was like, hey, what would you think if I did like one of my deep dive research pieces on Brianna Wu, and multiple people were like immediately, I will help you. Know what you're doing, or know what you're in for with her. Kitty. Trying to climb up me, but you got claws. Okay, I'm just gonna hold you here for a second. Do you believe this baby right now? Like, look at this tiny little baby. Ow, ow. Oh, you got little stabbers. You got little stabbers. Let's see if I can make a rumbling in the mic. She said, "No, I'm shy. I'm shy." Okay. Okay, Katie. What? See, now your back legs all tangled up. There you go. There you go. Good baby. What was I saying? Brianna Wu. Yeah. She is just so... She inserts herself into everything as if she's an expert. She's not. In the last year or so, she has really come out and tried to be this, like, moderate quote, centrist, like a pragmatic liberal version of a trans person. And she's denied non-binary people. She's denied just, like, you know, she wants to be the... Oh, the leopards won't eat my face for trans people. As evidenced by... So, and I think one of these people is Pearl Davis, Dollcast show. Oh, God, now I gotta look this up. Two queer doll collectors. Nope, that sounds like a different thing. There we go. Brianna Wu, Kelly Cadigan, Taftag, and Shyler Bogart. 4 women who happen to be trans on Dollcast where fun, feminine vibes meet nuanced. I doubt it. Do they not have a... They just have a website? Is there not a... AG podcast? Okay. That's not great for your SEO, but... No, I don't think it's Pearl Davis. I think just from the thumbnail, it kind of looks like her. How do trans women feel about it? Is this, do they have like numbers? Do they have like, no, they do not. They do not have numbers. Okay, I was like, wait, no, these are like big, but it's not, no. Season 1 full episodes. Oh, the one with Richard Hanina. Cool. Hanania. India Willoughby is attacking. Like, these people fucking hate you, girl. What are you? So I guess the whole... God, there's multiple Brianna Wus. I'm going into this for y'all. I'm going into this for y'all, by the way. Oof. Is AGP real? Let's go. Let's go. First off, AGP is not real, but let's have the conversation anyway.
The model lacks good explainable power. The original typologist was like very much describing it in terms of sexuality. Like gay guys want to transition to be females for other men. The autosexual type, it's to satisfy their own like issues of their own sexuality inverted on itself.
Until we grapple with autosexuality.
Autosexuality. Oh my God. So they completely just buy into the absolute bunk pseudoscience of autogynephilia. Okay, Jason Kelly. AGP is autogynephilia. It is the idea that trans people, essentially what it boils down to, it is the, by the way, pseudoscience. Like it has never been proven. There's no real evidence to back it up. But it is the idea that trans people transition because men get sexual gratification from dressing up as women. So essentially what people like to position AGP as is that trans people are nothing but a cross-dressing fetish. Which you can fucking, like, ask any trans woman, ask any woman who's actually transitioned how they feel about sissies and cross-dressers. I can almost guarantee you it's not going to be fucking positive. And that's not necessarily like because of personal reasons. It's because that community in particular is incredibly regressive and toxic in a lot of ways. And I'm not talking about like femboys and like gender divergent people. I'm talking about like sissies and the actual people who autogynephilia kind of describes, which are not trans women. Yeah, like it is the way banana brains, how did they think of trans men? That's fascinating, fun, great that you would bring that up. They don't. Again, no, this is I've talked about this in videos before and stuff, but there's this dichotomy that quote unquote anti-trans rights activists or anti-trans people will talk about, where they see that the way you are born is integral to like where you fit into a power structure. So they think that women essentially are just like misogynist men still, and they think that or trans women are essentially misogynist men still, and trans men are just misguided, wayward, poor, helpless women, when it's like that's not the tangible reality that trans people actually know. It is just Boston Kennedy, what the fuck is a sissy? How does one even explain? How does one even explain to somebody who's never been on Grindr? Sissies are being a sissy is a fetish. Like it is not an identity. There are a lot of people who are fucking stupid as hell who want to be like, oh, I'm just like a trans woman. It's like, no, honey, you do not go outside dressed up like that. If you do, it's usually part of an actual fetish. Like, you do not live every day as a woman. You do not have to face a lot of that stuff, because for sissies are cross-dressers essentially, where the fetish dynamic is generally taken from the feeling subservient, being made to be feminized. Like that's a big thing in sissy fetish communities. And also there's a lot of overlap between that and incredibly racist fetishes like BNWO bullshit, which I fucking hate. And this, by the way, so much of this I know because I'm trans and femme presenting a lot of the time. I get followed by accounts like this all the fucking time on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. And it's like, no. Like I've gotten to a point where I just fucking block them. Like that's not me, you know? And the problem is that so many people who don't understand trans people, who don't take the time to understand them, the kind of TERFs who will say like, oh, you're an autogynephile, you're AGP, blah, blah, blah. And just like repeat these Blancharddian points that have been just so thoroughly destroyed over time, but whatever. The thing that they don't understand is that like you can take pride in your appearance. You can find yourself attractive and be happy in that attraction, because that is actually a really big part of like self-actualization. And this isn't even just a trans thing, but it's one of those things that just kind of tells me about how miserable and self-loathing a lot of TERFs are, is that they just, like, do you never just look in the mirror and be like, damn, I kind of look good today? Like, and for trans people, that's a big thing. Like, when you've spent years looking in the mirror, and especially when you don't really have the words for it and you don't know what's wrong and you aren't sure what dysphoria is and you just feel off and dissociated from your body, to one day wake up and be able to feel more comfortable, like that, and it has nothing to do with sexual gratification. It has nothing to do with a fetish. It's not like when trans women wake up and they're like, oh my God, this is me now. They're not just like popping a boner right there. Like, it has nothing to do with sexuality. It's self-esteem. It's self-actualization. Yeah, Kitty Tick, thank you very much for subscribing. Nelson JD, thank you for 6 months. And Limpy, thank you for 5 months. Yeah, Richard Welsh, that's the big problem, is from the perspective of a person sexually objectifying others, they might not find much of a difference between assisting a trans woman. They don't. Like, that's the big problem. That's where the whole autogynephilia thing comes from, is basically saying that, like, you know, it's where, like, if you ever go on Twitter and stuff, it's where all the stupid memes come from of, like, when people will post pictures of, oh, here's this, you know, by conventional standards, like, here's this unattractive, again, by conventional standards, what TERFs want to say, unattractive 50, 60 something year old man who's wearing ill-fitting lingerie and cheap makeup. And odds are that's a sissy or a cross-dresser. Like, it's where all of these grotesque caricatures come from, where, you know, people will have soy jacks of trans women with just, like, bushy beards and stubble and colored hair. It's like, no actual trans woman is like that. They are drawing from the most negative stereotypes possible, and a lot of that comes from sissies and crossdressers. Have minor connections to community from that specific fetish that is trans affirming and progressively minded. Well, I'm not saying that none of them are. I'm not saying none of them are progressively minded, but there is a massive problem in those communities writ large, with, like, just being isolated from not just queer communities, but trans communities in particular. Like there are a not insignificant amounts of like sissies and crossdressers who view other trans women as doing the same thing they do, and it's like, no. Kitty Tick, I know you're doing. Hope you're doing well. I know AdRev got nuked for political streamers. We've been watching your content for a bit over a year, I would say, and have enjoyed your perspective many times. Always have a wonderful stream. We wish we had more, but 6, 7 month old plus Christmas for other kids making things tight. Thank you so much for, like, literally anything helps, and I appreciate it so much, and I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Story Weaver, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. Is Dogcast a trans woman? No, it's a podcast. Let's see.
People's vision of what that means is going to be based in fear and mystery and paranoia. This is not something that is, like, necessarily this weird perversion. I experience it in so many ways more romantically and more in ways of compassion.
See, and here's the problem is they are, so what these trans girls are doing is essentially accepting the terms and conditions that TERFs use to define them. They are in the hopes of trying to come to a peaceful meeting ground, a meeting of ideas, and hopefully being able to, you know, sit down at a table with these people who just, like, hate trans people and suicide bait them and think they should be raped in men's prisons and, like, just absolute scum. And these girls want to sit down and be like, yeah, no, we can come to a middle ground and understanding. We are AGP. We're not quite like the way you think of it. Like, It's so fucking frustrating. It's so frustrating. Yeah, no, they are pick me. So I did not know if that was like the whole. I'm guessing it's the whole cast, but so Brianna Wu was quote tweeted by J.K. Rowling, which is fucking brutal. I know that there's an angry crowd that will never believe trans women are an admittedly weird variation of women. Again, Brianna Wu, shut the fuck up. Stop speaking. Stop speaking for trans people. It pisses me off. Brianna Wu is like the destiny of trans people. Like, Brianna Wu is to trans people what Destiny is to, like, liberals or leftists, for anybody who still believes he's a leftist, where it's like, you, for whatever goddamn reason, you have injected yourself into all of these conversations, and every time you go out as a representative of this particular ideological branch or this particular philosophy, you fucking embarrass the shit out of everybody. Stop speaking. Yeah, but for people in the middle, here's 25 minutes of Dollcast show just talking about doing our hair. Can anyone honestly say we would make sense living as men? So it's like gender essentialism from trans people. You love to see it. So J.K. Rowling quoted saying, "Never forget, gender identity isn't about sex stereotypes, but playing around with your hair proves you're not a man." Which, here's the thing, unfortunately, worst person you know has a point, because it's like, yeah, no, like, that actually, not in the way J.K. Rowling thinks she's making a point, but it's like, no, you're unfortunately right. Like, that does not, like, women can be bald. Like, attractive, cis, straight women can have no hair. They can shave their heads. Like, there's, hair does not equal gender by any stretch of the imagination. So Brianna Wu, being the fucking maroon she is, decided to try and pragmatically appeal to the unhinged mold queen herself, saying, "Miss Rowling, first of all, our show is about moderate transpositions." Now, by moderate transpositions, what they mean is shit like, you know, kids shouldn't be able to transition, even though I'm sure a lot of them did. Probably a lot of, like we just saw, AGP shit. I don't know, I haven't watched a lot of it. Probably not gonna. If you watched it, you'd probably agree with many of our positions. That's a yikes from me, dog. We don't support trans women in sports. Oh, okay, no, we're just going down the list. I didn't even need to speculate. We have severe reservations about the trans fringe. We don't like the way it's medicalizing children, particularly young girls, and that's considering 2 of our hosts transitioned as minors. The clip is about 4 trans women having the kinds of conversations most women have. We're trying to get people like you to see our humanity. None of us would be happy if you forced us to live as men. What Brianna Wu doesn't understand is that they don't see you as human. And nothing you can do is going to change their mind. Like, Brianna is a very specific kind of privileged liberal, as evidenced by earlier this year when she was flouncing about with fucking, was it Lauren Southern? Showing off Brianna's collection of Porsches because, shocker, she comes from a wealthy family and background. There's a political project pushing everyone to the extremes right now. I've taken a lot of heat denouncing the trans fringe, the same people that have sent you death threats. Neither of us have to be a part of it. We really can find solutions that work for everyone. Embarrassing. Embarrassing, dog. Embarrassing. I do want to see, we got some more. This week has been eventful, let me just say. So, for those who don't know, Nick Fuentes was doxxed and apparently had an assassin come to his door. Now, I personally have reservations about the story and the validity of somebody actually coming to, like, kill Nick specifically. It's too weird, and he's too much of a public figure for it to be like a pure coincidence. I don't know. It's weird. But some of this other stuff came out. It's a rough time to be Nick Fuentes, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. The amount of people who have wait. Like Matt Walsh and who else? It was Matt Walsh and Laura Loomer came out in support of Nick fucking Fuentes. I'm not surprised at all. But the idea that they're like, oh, doxing is never acceptable and this is a terrible thing that happened to him, and it's like, no, it's not. If you were a real American, if you believed in America, you wouldn't think that's a bad thing. Hey, you know what? Nick has long talked about how much he idolizes George Lincoln Rockwell. He wants to be the next George Lincoln Rockwell. I say, I'm all for it. Google how George Lincoln Rockwell's story ended to find out more. Why is he in an alley? I do not know, actually. Okay. But I do want to... This did put a smile on my face.
What is that about?
I posted a joke on the internet. I'm a live streamer.
Oh, I posted a joke on the internet. I posted a joke on the internet. That's... Yeah, okay. Posted a joke on the internet.
What is that about?
I posted a joke on the internet. I'm a live streamer.
You're like a YouTube channel? Or something?
Yeah.
You're saying you're a white supremacist?
I'm not white. I'm Mexican. My last name's Fuentes.
I know.
I'm Mexican. My last name's Fuentes. See, now this is fucking funny to me. Nick Fuentes is such a scrawny little basement-dwelling bitch. The second anybody with a actual authority over his situation calls him out, not even calls him out, just is questioning him, he sugarcoats the fuck up. This is the same person, by the way. I'm not white. I'm not a white supremacist. I'm Mexican. This is the same little fucking dweeb who sat at his desk and say, I just want white Aryan victory and revenge for my people. Aryan revenge for his people. This guy, the Mexican. Many such cases. Many such cases. Anyway, that was very funny. Him melting down. If y'all want a good funny thing to watch, there's some good shit. Not even watch, just go look at his Twitter feed for how he's been melting down over, I'm gonna have, like, look, I have literally no sympathy for him. None whatsoever. Like, none. Like, he can send out just, like, veiled rape threats and celebrate the shit that he celebrates and incite violence, but when violence comes to his door, oh, no. It's this funny thing that I noticed, and it's not a coincidence that Matt Walsh and Laura Loomer were two of the many people who defended him and said, oh, this real-life violence is never acceptable. Political violence is never acceptable. It's never acceptable to target your political enemies. These people who, like Matt Walsh and High Ryjik, Libs of TikTok, have spent years now explicitly doxing, explicitly targeting, sending their audiences, which they know, they've had it brought up to their faces on camera multiple times. They're like, hey, you're doing this. You're doing stochastic terrorism. They go like, well, blah, 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 blah. But the second it comes back for them, it's like, it's that fucking kid at the playground who, like, makes up the rules, right? And the second you fucking play by his rules, the second you fucking also change the rules to fit your narrative, he's like, no, that's not fair. Actually, I'm safe. You can't get me. Nuh-uh. Sorry. Eventually, somebody's gonna fucking do it. Somebody's gonna get tired of your shit. Silly Spirit, thank you for $1.99. Why is the right always asking people to be nice to their victimizers? It's probably the same reason that a lot of the corporations are trying to bury Luigi right now. Much to think about, much to consider. I want to talk a little bit about this before doing the Trump thing, because the shit with Elon has been rugged, to say the least. For those who aren't aware, Elon essentially bought himself a seat next to Trump. Like, he spent fathoms of money to get himself and his agenda into a position of governance. Into, essentially, he created Doge by spending enough money. Now, I'll watch this and let this speak for itself, because it's kind of backfired in a weird way. And when people have called him out, Trump, as we'll see at the TPUSA speech, really, I don't think he likes the President Musk jokes, which is very funny. Very funny. I love that for him.
Tonight, President-elect Trump blowing up a bipartisan spending deal worked out by House Speaker Mike Johnson, designed to keep the federal government open through March of next year. Writing, quote, "We should pass a streamlined spending bill that doesn't give Chuck Schumer and the Democrats everything they want."
That's not how spending bills work, generally. So one of the things that's happened, and excuse me, is Elon Musk figured out sorry. I'm still kind of skeptical about how serious Doge will be. It's not, the thing to worry about with Doge isn't that it's going to accomplish anything. It's the fact that there is a unofficial, unelected department that is headed by billionaires that is ostensibly recommending things to cut government spending and trying to allocate spending to from the federal government. Like, that's the problem. Now, Elon has learned about pork spending. For a lot of people who weren't indoctrinated into right-wing rhetoric like I was 15 years ago, pork spending was a really big topic around the 2008 financial crash when the Obama administration was trying to pass financial recovery bills. It became a huge topic, especially for assholes on the right wing, like I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh. Sorry, I have a tickle in the back of my throat now. Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, Bill O'Reilly, all those fucking idiots. And what essentially, the right-wing game plan is this. They will take something that is outlined in a spending bill, and spending bills are meant to go national. They are meant to fund resources and programs, and they generally shit gets tacked onto it. Somebody, a fucking Antarctic research facility or an Alaskan research facility needs a new kind of microscope. Tack it onto a spending bill. It's going to be $1.2 billion, whatever. They're studying bacteria living in deep ice or dead in deep ice, like whatever. Like there's all sorts of wild shit that goes into spending bills. And what Republicans like to do is to take the wildest examples of shit and be like, see, look, this is what the Democrats are trying to get passed. They're trying to pass. I remember the one example I really remember is Glenn Beck getting really mad at highways for turtles or tunnels for turtles. And what it was is it was a construction effort to create tunnels that went under highways for a specific species of turtle that was like the population was dwindling in an area because they kept fucking going over the highway and getting crushed. Or something to that effect. It was something very similar. I don't remember the details. It was over a decade ago. But the point is that it's like, no. Yeah, they might be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on this shit. But it is stuff that has an ecological impact, an economic impact. There is a reason why we are doing it. And for Elon to come in and do this thing that, again, Republicans have been doing for so fucking long, and be like, oh, we can just slim the spending bill down to the bare essentials. It's like, there is so many working parts and pieces of the government. Again, he learned literally nothing from Twitter. The fact that it doesn't fucking work, that it functions like shit, that content moderation is fucking gone. Oh, it's so frustrating. Anyway, let's continue. Dr. Waterless says, thank you for $5. Apparently, Trump's seriously considering a soft invasion of Mexico. Yeah, I mean, they've talked about that before. Oh yeah, don't get it mistaken. Darth Rex 354 pork barrel spending. That being said, there are absolutely corrupt ass congressmen and senators rolling fat checks back to their district. The famous bridge to nowhere was a Republican. Yeah, and hey, that's on both sides of the aisle. Don't fucking get me twisted. Like the political alignments of people who were profiting from the PPE loans during COVID, both sides of the aisle. Like there are probably millions in loans that were taken out by government officials and bureaucrats that will never be paid back. That probably got total forgiveness. Like don't get me twisted. I'm not saying this is only a Democrat or only a Republican thing, but largely when this shit is targeted, it is stuff like when they pull out stuff and they're like, oh, they want to spend money on fucking, puppet shows for children's hospitals. Can you believe it? It's stuff that is like, yeah, man, like what? This is stuff that helps people find a reason to keep going sometimes. It's stuff that brings jobs to an area. It's so frustrating. There's a reason why there are so many fucking addendums and shit to these spending bills and they're so long. And it has never behooved anybody to not ever have worked in government. And this fucking like Mike Rowe ass, like, oh, you just need to go in there and get the job done. Like, faux blue-collar bullshit from Elon gets under my skin so much more than he usually does, because he's a man who knows nothing about government, about bureaucracy, about managing, about leading, about cutting spending, and yet has managed to finagle his way by just spending enough money to a position where people are somehow asking him or at least taking his direction on how to do all these things. Misanthropic, my parents believe that the Dems are not the same as Republicans. I mean, like, on a technicality they aren't, but I don't... Here's the difference between the Dems and the Republicans. The Republicans are going to do stuff to you. The Democrats are not going to stop them. They won't be doing the evil shit. They'll be asking for campaign donations so that they can stop the Republicans, and then they won't stop the Republicans. Like, that is the functional difference between them. But, like, what is the practical outcome of that, kind of not that different, honestly. Mighty Mulatto, thank you for $2. Public malfeasance is an equal opportunity thing. Oh, ain't that the fucking truth? Yeah, Darth Rex, just wanted to point out that pork is real in the forms of kickbacks to donors via spending usually, but not get immediately misidentified as a conservative video. Oh, no, you got it. I got what you're saying. You're all good. Oh, no, Doge is unfortunately real. A Doge is unfortunately real.
Bill extended government funding while also adding $100 billion for disaster aid and $10 billion for farmers. But it also included healthcare reforms and a provision allowing for pay raises for members of Congress, leading to conservative.
So that shit, yeah, no, there shouldn't, like, straight up, there shouldn't be pay raises for members of Congress. Go fuck yourself. Raise the federal minimum wage first. Like, nah.
Backlash. Billionaire Elon Musk, who will lead Trump's effort to cut government spending, writing any lawmaker who votes for this outrageous spending bill deserves to be voted out in 2 years. Tonight, Vice President-elect Vance talking about the spending plan known as a CR.
Well, what the president believes is we should support a clean CR so long as it contains a debt limit increase. That's the position of the president, and that's what we're going to try to push for.
All of it coming after another surprise headline. NBC News learning the House Ethics Committee has voted in.
I'm so, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I might have to stream tomorrow. I usually have Commander nights on Mondays. Fucking Matt Gaetz report getting leaked. Ooh wee. That might be good. I mean, like, I'm sure it'll be terrible, but yeah. Oh, get ready to see a lot of JD Vance in the next
release its report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz, according to 2 sources familiar with the process. Now the committee is set to release its findings by the end of the week. Gaetz earlier withdrew as Trump's pick for Attorney General.
I haven't been paying much attention to that.
The committee looking into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, which Gaetz denies. Tonight, Gaetz writing, "I've never had sexual contact with someone under 18. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life."
Oh, he's doing the Roger Stone shit. That's what he's doing. Dog, stop. Kitchen. Come on. You need to calm down. You are too much of a party dog. Yes, too much of a party dog. Puppy free lady, she'll be fine. She just needs to calm down a little bit. Libertarian moment. Oh god, ain't that the truth? See, she has attitude. So let's go to, let's just see if there's a video on this one first. It's embarrassing. Yeah, no, he's doing the Roger Stone thing, where Roger Stone, for those who don't know, was well known to be like a super heavy partier, super heavy into, like, especially swinging with his partner and his wife. And now Roger Stone is, oh, he's all about Jesus, all about that, like, oh, I've been saved by the Lord. Yeah, bullshit. This was from a couple days ago. Elon Musk has been a constant companion and ever-present personality at Mar-a-Lago since November, even accompanying Trump to Paris on his first foreign trip. Musk's interactions with world leaders alongside Trump are raising questions about the tech leader's potential influence on U.S. foreign policy and outcomes and potential for conflicts of interest, which, like, make no mistake, there's already going to be conflicts of interest. There are more billionaires in Trump's cabinet than have literally ever been in government. Nobody gives a fuck about conflict of interest. He is like the Democrats proved they had a chance to stop this. They had so many chances to stop it. And in taking 8 years and doing fuck all to stop it, all they have done is given Trump and Conservative Party validation that they can basically do whatever the fuck they want. Because what's going to stop them? The judges? The rule of law? Investigations? Committees? Hearings? Did any of that shit stop any of this? No. So fuck it. Who cares? Musk holds over $15 billion in federal contracts. See, like, principally for his SpaceX rocket company that NASA has come to rely on for aspects of its rocket program. Yeah, this is so chill. Musk's government contracts involve more than 17 U.S. government agencies. New York Times reported the Pentagon is looking into whether Musk complied with disclosure rules for his top secret security clearance, requiring him to report meetings with foreign officials, citing unnamed sources. But again, when you can just have Trump shut all that shit down, what are fucking meetings at the Pentagon gonna do when Trump and the people below him are able to fire and silence anybody? I did want to read some of this. This is very funny, and we'll see Trump reacting to this too. From the New Republic. So smartly, people like Bernie and some other politicians started referring to Elon as President Elon, because it's kind of obvious that to a large extent he's calling, if not all, at least some of the shots. Look, the idea of him constantly being pictured with these three, or with these two, fucking crazy. Fucking ridiculous to me. Bumblecrump, thank you very much for subscribing to Prime. I'll be right back. I have to run to the restroom really quick. I will be right back, and then we'll keep talking about these dipshits. Alrighty. God, dog. Elon Genesis Evangelion. Thanks. I fucking hate it. Dog, you're fucking killing me. Elon tries to kill President Musk allegations after total disaster. Musk's genius spending bill idea crashed and burned. Now he's hoping he won't be blamed, including by Trump. Okay, I'm gonna let Lady out. I'm just gonna lose my mind if she tries to interrupt me again. Hey, are you gonna be good? Are you gonna be a good dog? Hey, look at me. Look at me. Be good. Be good. Be good. Here's your bed. Be good. Thank you. Thank you. Good girl. Good baby. All right. Especially indicative of a wider strategy to sow discord between Musk and Trump, which is, by the way, the absolute fucking thing that Dems need to be doing. As useless as they are, if you can do anything right now, please continue playing on the egos of these two incredibly stupid, incredibly fragile men. Like that should be the operating strategy of everybody, to turn them against each other, because it's going to happen sooner or later. The political and legacy media puppets all got their new instructions yesterday and are now parroting the same message to drive a wedge between Trump and me. They will fail. God, that's fucking sad. That's fucking sad. Bro is really like, no, he is my best friend. They cannot drive a wedge between us. President Musk's rhetoric began after the billionaire, whose financial support for Trump and other Republican candidates made him 2024's biggest political donor, is totally fine. This should be allowed. Helped tank a bipartisan spending bill. Musk unleashed a fusillade. My sick dexia is coming out. Of criticism on his social media platform X, as well as a threat to fund primary challengers against representatives who voted to pass the deal. Which, again, the idea that somebody is in an unelected, unofficial government position and is saying, I am going to fund to the tune of millions or billions of dollars campaigns against people, go right to jail. Do not pass go. Right to jail. Oh, God. Many Democrats left on the events of the week to say that the leader of the GOP is Elon Musk, tweeted Representative Brendan Boyle. I don't know why Trump doesn't just hand him the Oval Office, said Greg Caesar. It's clear who's in charge. It's not President-elect Donald Trump, posted Pramila Jayapal, saying Trump followed the lead of shadow President Elon Musk. And in turn, Musk's ire. So good. So good. Whatever the state of Musk and Trump's relationship after the world's wealthiest man flexed his political muscles this week, the notion that Musk is delivering marching orders seemed to have struck a nerve with Team Trump. On Thursday, a Trump spokesperson insisted that the president-elect and no one else was in charge. Very funny. Very funny. And here's God. Just, oh. Well, if it isn't the blowjob brothers, look at these two fucking... Just like Trump with a face looking like burnt toast, looking like the underside of a fucking day-old Pop-Tart that sank into the toaster and nobody fished it out. No, Trump in this picture looks fucking rancid. Like, awful. Holy shit. And then Elon just looking like Elon. Looking like if there was a fucking Care Bear for a midlife crisis. Looks like that midway. Do you know the gelatinous senator who dies in the first X-Men movie? He looks like the midway point. Like if you play that scene through in slow motion and then stop halfway through. Like, that's what he's looking like these days. His jowls, dude, is like all of his facial affirming surgeries, his fucking jowls are gonna have jowls after a while. Yeah, he looks like he's wearing a mask of his own face, honestly. Like, he looks like if you took Nicolas Cage and you put him in that, like, the Mission Impossible mask making machine for Elon Musk and then just kind of squished his face around for a little bit. I'll take his face off. God, I loathe him. Notably, good on you, AP, for posting that out. The ex-owner, an unelected figure, not only used his outsized influence on the platform to help sway Congress, he did so without regard for the facts and gave a preview of the role he could play in government over the next 4 years. I'm gonna say I understand that you have to say could play in government, but you could just strike that, AP, strike that one. Go away 1999. He's gonna have jowls worse than Nixon. Trump has got himself a handful with Musk, says Mark Hansen. I love how he talks about him like he's a fucking toddler. Professor of political science at the University of Chicago said in an email, Trump's done this kind of thing before, blowing up a bill at the last minute. This time, though, it looks like he was afraid of Musk upstaging him. Now there's a new social media bully in town, pushing the champion social media bully around. I love that. Oh, it's gonna be a long fucking full 4 years. Musk's objection included misinformation about salaries, federal funding, and public health preparedness. He alleged that the plan included a 40% raise for lawmakers, but the maximum pay increase possible would have been 3.8. The rejected bill struck a section from a previous Appropriations Act that denied members of Congress this automatic pay raise. A minimum increase of 3.8 would have bumped their annual salary by about $6,600 to approximately $180,000 annually, which is too fucking much for the lack of work they do for the rest of us. But hey, it looks good. It looks good to the absolute fucking rubes who fucking just hang on Elon's sack by their mouths. God, sorry. I am getting crass with the insults here. I shouldn't be. This will not be funded by your tax dollars. See, he can say shit like that, and they will. Every one of those sycophants will be in a comment section like, "Oh, he cares, and he's trying to cut government waste and government spending." It's like, no, he fucking doesn't. He doesn't know the fucking first thing about government spending. All he knows about government spending is that the government spends money on him, and he wants more of that money. Musk incorrectly claimed that we're funding bioweapons labs in this bill, which, by the way, another incredibly fucking dangerous thing to have somebody just out there saying. Elon's policy of like, oh yeah, we're just going to be open and just like say whatever. And the people, Vox Populi, which he has no fucking idea what that means. Vox Populi, Vox Dei, like his whole fucking shtick about like, oh, the people deserve to know this stuff. There are things that are secret and granted, you might not like it. I don't like it. I don't like the government has untold secrets, that it probably has little gray men somewhere in some underground desert base. Whatever. Immaterial to the point that like they're secrets for a fucking reason. Especially when it comes to shit like bioweapons labs, which I'm sure we do have. But more importantly, biological research doesn't just happen in weapons labs. It happens for vaccines. It happens for cures, for other kinds of healthcare, for cancer research, like in any number of things. And when you have dipshits like this who are allowing all kinds of foreign influence in, who are placating all kinds of awful, ruthless leaders all over the world, it's generally not a good idea to have an asshole loudmouth like this just yakking about national security shit. True or not? True or not? Fucking awful. The plan provided funds for up to 12 regional biocontainment research laboratories, not facilities for creating bioweapons. Spokesperson for Musk did not immediately respond to a request from comment. Yeah, no shit. I love you, Elon, but you need to take 5 seconds to check your sources before highlighting bottom feeders looking for clicks. Now you choose to fucking talk up about this shit. The House rejected a new Trump-backed bill, whittled down to 116 pages, with the bill failing 174 to 235. Dozens of Republicans joined Democrats in opposition. House finally approved a third spending deal Friday evening, and the Senate followed suit Saturday. Joe Biden signed it into law later Saturday. Trump led Republicans into the longest government shutdown in history in his first term during the 2018 Christmas season, and interrupted the holidays in 2020 by tanking a bipartisan COVID relief bill and forcing a do-over. Who's ready for more of that? Huh? You remember that? That was fun. Ah, good times. Yeah. Oh man, what a kidder. What a kidder. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Darth Rex, bioweapons labs aren't even secret. We have them, if nothing else. Well, it's usually in biocontainment facilities if it's not in, like, you know, fucking a weapon contractor and military industrial contractor, like facilities and shit like that. Like I'm sure Northrop Grumman has a fucking bioweapons division, all that shit. But like, it's still not a thing that you want to be on Twitter just poking the bear about. Just in general. Just generally not a good idea. All right, we're going to watch. I'm going to... Oh, hello, puppy. Hello, Bubby. Bubby. My Bubby dog. Oh, you're so tiny. You're such a little dog. You say, there's a little bit... I can't get out of my toy. Out of my bone. She brought me her bone again. Bone? You're so cute. You're so cute. You little wrinkly head. You little wrinkly head. Oh boy. So, let's go to not silenced. We are going to watch Trump's first speech since winning the election at Turning Point USA. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Let's go to... Oh, boy. I noticed. First major rally since election at Turning Point USA. God, what a fucking nightmare gallery of people. Holy shit. Just... I love how NBC or CNBC, seems like a local channel, but I love how they didn't even try to get good fucking PNGs of these assholes. Good on them. Good on them. Like, it is... I feel it is a journalistic duty to not polish the image of fascists. That's just me. Like, these disgusting, slovenly wrecks of humanity, whose evil has truly manifested itself in their appearances, like truly deeply. That is part of their public appearance and persona and should be represented as such, I feel. Wasn't that where Cenk Uygur was? In Chicago it was. Yeah, he was at Turning Point. If anybody was doubting that the Young Turks are just fucking selling the fuck out, yeah, they were at at least Cenk was there, which, like, yeah. Oh boy, this is fun. This is fun. Yeah, yeah. Great. Trump creates history at America Fest. God, we have to. We have to go through this shit again for 4 more years, chat. 4 more years. All right, let's go PBS. I think PBS has us hooked up. Trump isn't a fascist, he's just a loud New Yorker? No. Actually, I was talking to an actress I met at a bar last night, and we were talking about the difference between LA people and New York people, and she said something I've heard before where it was like, LA people are nice but not kind, where New York people are kind but not nice. And Trump is neither of those. He's just an asshole.
Ladies and gentlemen, now welcome to the stage the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Come on now. I have to cut that out. Oh boy. Is it only playing on? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. God, he's doing the same shit he did at CPAC, and he's just done. Is it only playing out of one fucking headphone for anybody else?
Remember what I said, too big to rig. We're making.
Remember what I said, too big to rig? Yeah, it's not. Stable volume, maybe turn that on. All right, here, let's see if this.
We're making too big to rig. We're gonna win.
No, okay, the audio on this is fucked. Okay, I gotta find a different stream. Holy shit. Nar, thank you. Is that just
And when I had all that smoke
all of it?
backstage,
What the
I said, "Hey, are there any steps in front of me? I don't want to go down. I go down that."
What the hell?
Rules they're using to kill small businesses. And I'll tell you what, we are also going to unleash crypto.
Oof.
I'm proud to stand with crypto. I'm proud to stand with Bitcoin. And
oh my God.
I am the only member of the United States Senate who is in fact a Bitcoin miner.
What do you even say to some shit like that? Like honestly, what? I'm proud to be as a Bitcoin miner. Fuck off. Fuck off. All right, let me see if I can fucking get. Who's that? Here we go. Look at his just fucking rizzless ass. He just doesn't do shit. Here we go. No, I don't forget. I don't forget. Somebody saying, don't forget on 9/11 when Ted Cruz liked porn on Maine. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Credit where it's due. He turned me on to game. Like, when it comes to MILF stuff, I'm sorry. Ted Cruz knows ball. Like, Corey Chase? Okay. All right. Much respect. And you know what? Here's the thing about that is most surprising. It's like the porn is whatever, you know, like outside of the fact that his state has now banned porn and like naturally he's a fucking conservative hypocrite, like all that shit immaterial, whatever, nobody cares. it is the most surprising thing to me that a Republican senator likes porn of somebody relatively his own age. I'm pretty sure Corey is like a little bit younger than him, but like that a man like Ted Cruz in his, middle age is watching MILF porn. I can't hate him for that. Like I can't. Like that's so fucking, that's far ahead of the curve. And believe me, we are grading on a curve. We are grading on a curve here. Yeah, no, straight up, Elena Connor is best quality. Best quality. Well, no, Ted Cruz is from Texas. Texas banned porn. Although I believe Florida is following suit. But yeah, no, when I was visiting my girlfriend down in Texas like 2 weeks ago, and it's like just straight up, you enter Texas, and like I went to my tabs I keep open, and it was like, hey, we're sorry, but you're in Texas right now, so you can't look at porn. And it's like, oh, well, what the fuck? It's fucking nightmarish. Yeah, Texas, Utah, and a few others, and they do it under the guise of, protecting the youth, protecting the kids, but it's not. Get a VP. Well, I mean, like I was only there for like a week. And I was with my girlfriend. I was able to do without porn. Don't worry. Campy Biscuit. Kamala is for they, them. Ted Cruz is for MILFs. See, now you're talking politics I can get on board with. This is where we can come together in the middle. This is like, if I was ever in this will never happen. If I was ever in any kind of encounter with Ted Cruz where we were like sitting and talking about like, okay, well, where could you two really, like, if I don't know why I went to Dr. Phil, but like, well, where do you two think you could really come together? I was like, well, okay. I mean, I'd be like, Ted, Corey Chase though, right? Right? Come on, buddy. Up high. No, I wouldn't touch Ted Cruz. They need, you know what? I would be able to, I would use, if I did that, aha, this is my grand plan, after all, is to get him in a one-on-one, get him to agree with me on Corey Chase, and then it's revealed later, I have a thin film that I have his fingerprints and his DNA evidence. Boom. We've caught the Zodiac Killer. Good job, everybody. Back pats all around. If he's a Corey Chase guy, he's definitely a Julianne guy. I'm more of a Lisa Ann connoisseur myself. I'm just saying. All right, let's get into something I don't like talking about.
Well, hello, Arizona. It's great to be here. Nice to win the election. That's very nice to win. And I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. They don't say that too much anymore. We say it.
God, he just has no fucking enthusiasm.
And when I had all that smoke backstage, I said, hey, are there any steps in front of me? I don't want to go down. I go down, that would not be good. We don't want to do that, nice and slow.
Dog.
I just want to thank you. What a beautiful production this is. What a great job the whole group does. And
Dog.
been amazing. Turning Point's been amazing. It's really been tremendous numbers of American patriots. It's really been great. And you saw what happened last month. And we had Turning Point's grassroots army. It's an army. They turned out to vote, and they voted in record numbers, and everybody else voted in record numbers too, I have to tell you.
Deeply awful.
We did something that was really epic. We won a battle that
a
lot of people thought was very hard to win.
Everybody's saying, no, he's like a teetotaler, basically. Like, he doesn't put any... He just sounds like that. I think people forgot how he sounds, but, like, outside of the occasional amphetamine, I don't think Trump has ever taken any kind of, like, stimulants or drugs. Like, that's just how he sounds. Like, his brain is just halfway out of his ear at all times now. Yeah, the idea of him saying epic is like
too big to rig. Remember what I
fucking
said? Too
end
big
it for
to
me
rig.
now.
We make it too big to rig. We're going to win. And it really was one of the great political victories in the history of our country, and that's good. They said one of the very
history
big
will not look
radical
kindly
left
upon it.
newspapers said the most consequential election in the last 129 years. And I said, couldn't they have made it a little bit longer than that? You know, 129 years, but that's pretty good. But we won. Oh, it's so nice. We won the popular vote by a lot, by millions and millions.
Oh God, he's just fucking rambling.
And I used to hear the first one.
Like,
we won,
okay,
and
here's
we
the
did
thing.
Great.
Is this something I learned at CPUSA? I just combined CPAC and TPUSA. It's something I learned at CPAC is that there's two types of Trump speeches. One where he's just freestyling and ad-libbing, and one where he's trying to sound like presidential and inspiring. And he's off the presidential and inspiring shit. Like he's just ad-libbing. This is just fucking freestyling. And it's a nightmare to listen to. Y'all as rancid as these vibes are, you cannot imagine how much worse it is in person. I'll be able to give everybody a first look when I'm at the inauguration, because I'm sure it will be just and Apostle Paul was for all. You lost faggots, cope and seethe, you little bitches. Okay, buddy. Stop. No. Lady. Okay. I can give you pets. No. Did I miss the Cenk Uygur section? We haven't watched the Cenk Uygur. Do we want to watch the Cenk Uygur one? I don't know.
And they always would say, while he didn't win the popular vote, he won the electoral college. You know, they'd say that low. But we
Autumn
actually
Valorant,
did
thank you for
very
subbing
well
with
then,
Prime. Thank you
but
to
we
everybody
did
who's been
really
subbing
well
with
the
Prime.
second time. And this time we said, the hell with it. We've got to just blow them away. And that's what we did. We blew them away. So we won all 7 swing states. Remember they were saying, well, you know, we did very well in early voting, so we didn't have to win too much because we were way ahead. But they said, well, he only has to win 2, but we won all 7. Can you believe it, huh? We won all 7. And we carried the great state of Arizona, something not easy for a Republican to do, but it was easy for us to do. And we had more than a 6-point landslide. That's called the landslide here. And not only did we reclaim the White House, we also took back the U.S. Senate, and we won the largest popular vote majority for House Republicans in a presidential year since
It's just you. It's probably somebody brought up his
1928.
dentures.
That's a
It's
pretty
probably
good
that too, a little bit.
And I want to express my tremendous gratitude to Charlie Kirk. He's really an amazing guy.
God.
Amazing guy.
One of the...
And his whole staff for their relentless efforts to achieve...
One of the true, like, darknesses of this oncoming administration, I think, is going to be the reliance on the Zoomer appeal of people like Charlie Kirk, of people like TPUSA, of people like having Dana White come out and thank Aiden Ross specifically on the same stage as Trump on election night. I think personally portends some very dark shit for the media landscape of the future in the next couple years. Woof. Yeah, Adolf Hitler if he said Rizzler. Oof. Oof.
This very historic victory. It's such a great honor. It's not my victory, it's your victory. It's a great honor. Man. We worked hard on this.
Find
We knew
the
bad
speech
things
again,
happened
dude.
in 2020. And if I didn't know that we won in 2020, I wouldn't have done this because it would have been like the ultimate poll, right? But we won by a lot. And this time we said, look, now we got to really win by, and we won by so much. They just, you know, they threw all their placards. They wanted to protest. They were all set.
What?
And
if I didn't
about
know
9
we
o'clock,
won, I would.
They said, man, this guy's killing us. They threw the placards. They went home, and we had no riots. We had no anything. It was a beautiful thing to watch. They just said, we lost. And we want to try bringing everybody together. We're going to try. We're going to really give it a shot.
Bullshit.
The thing that brings people together is...
It's funny that he's like, because I've already seen some of the clips from this speech, and there are things that the reason that we're watching the whole thing is that there are things I want to see and talk about specifically, without just jumping between Twitter clips because I want the full context. But like, the idea that he's like, oh, we're gonna bring people together could not be further from the truth. Damn, I love feeding Mothman some turf corpses for dinner. I'm fattening him up real fact. Mothman. The only Mothman I know is Magic the Gathering Mothman, and I fucking hate that motherfucker. Somebody pulls out Mothman at a table with me, like, that shit's on sight. There are very few commanders, because nobody likes having their commander just nuked, but, like, there are very few commanders where it's like, you fucking, you brought Mothman to the table, pew, pew, pew. Like, on sight. If I got a board wipe, I got a board wipe. If we're going down together. Jason Kelly, I am seeing your comments.
Victory, it's winning. And we had that for much of my first year. We had the greatest economy in history in our first term. We can now call it a first term. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country.
That's not how I remember COVID.
Frankly. And we had we did things that nobody could have done, and we're going to do them even better now. We're going to be drilling, as we say, drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. But we're going to be doing a lot more than drilling.
It's actually kind of funny that that's like Sarah Palin's lasting legacy.
Turning Point Action, who outworked and outsmarted, always outsmart. You got to...
Bambi, you allow your play group to use Universes Beyond? Do you not? What? There's some banger cards in Universes Beyond. What are you talking about? On and Valorant, thank you for subbing with Prime. Look, say what you want about Universes Beyond and whatever. A, Warhammer set, banger. B, like, one of the best blue card draw and kind of a group hug spell is Struggle for Project Purity. Struggle for Project Purity, mwah, immaculate. I have like 10 copies of it. Most of it's fucking photocopied. Like, it's cringe. Nah. Like, you're talking about a world in which I can have cybernetic ninjas, and this is in universe. I can have cybernetic ninjas from fucking Kamigawa, but then also have like Grecan gods from Theros and like Minotaurs and shit. But I can also have like, we're gonna have Aether Drift, but I can also have like Silent Hill monsters from fucking Duskmourn. Like, nah. It's always been a mishmash. There is some shit that I'm like, I also don't like the Cyberpunk image. You're dead to me. You're dead to me. You take it back. In this house, we love Kamigawa. God damn it. I'm just joking, Crunchy Whiskers. I love you. You know I love you, baby. You know I love you, baby. Matthew H., thank you for $20. Pair character sliding on the floors on his knees saying goal. Like ruining the identity of the game for me, not gonna lie. No. Couldn't disagree more. Yeah, Land of Mordreth, Cassandra, Eaglebearer, and Karlach, Fury of Avernus are two of my favorite UB cards. Straight up, like, you could absolutely take it from somebody who builds theme decks. Like, almost all of my decks are built theme first, gameplay second. Well, relatively. Like, that shit is meant to be mixed and matched, and it is so much more fun. It is so much more fun when you just like mix and match shit. One of my favorite decks is Marina Vendrell, who's a commander, 5-color commander from Duskmourn. And the deck is Duskmourn, Room Enchantments, Slivers. That's it. And it's super fucking fun. And there's nothing else going on. Yeah, theme decks. I have my favorite, one of my other favorite decks that I made. And I make all my decks from the bottom up. I don't use CDH rec and all that shit. is Tatsunari Toad Rider, and it is old Kamigawa meets new Kamigawa. It's mostly old Kamigawa because it has a lot of like Splice into Arcane, it has a lot of spirits and enchantments, and those actually work together really fucking well. Even though nobody knows Splice into Arcane, it's so fucking fun. Anyway. Question, floodgates are healthy for the game or oppressive and bad for the game? It depends on, like, it depends on the card. It depends on what, like, everything could be good or bad depending on who's using it and how heinously, honestly. Yeah, and I am thankful. I don't play Modern, but if anything, I'm just thankful One Ring is banned so I don't have to fucking hear about it anymore. I just built, speaking of Sidisi Zombie Tribal, I just built Is It Zombies? And it's fucking fun as hell. Brody, thank you for super chatting $5. Have you noticed Trump getting butthurt about the President Elon narrative? Yeah, we're talking about that. We talked a bit about that earlier, and we're gonna talk about it some more. And I love Enchantress decks. I have a Esper Ariette the Beguiler Enchantress deck that is. It has like a second commander of John Arenicus. So the goal is, for those who don't know what Ariette does, you can put an enchantment on anything and you get control of it. And then John Arenicus, I have a commander deck for a specific commander deck just for John Arenicus. But John Arenicus, at the end of your turn, you give a creature you control to somebody else. And it can't attack you, but has to attack everything else, and its power is doubled. So, like, if I get Ariette and Johnny out, oh, I'm just, every turn, I'm just taking shit, giving it to somebody else. Taking shit, giving it to somebody else. So fucking funny. I think it's doubled. I'm pretty sure it's doubled. No, it gets +2/+2, not doubled. Sorry. It gets a little boost. Just a little boost. They can have little boost as a treat.
You gotta be smart, too, and out-organize the radical left opposition. We had very strong opposition, not in terms of numbers, but I will tell you, something's happened because that was a big defeat for them. Nobody expected the numbers. You know what happened? The pollsters went around, and whenever anyone said, it's none of your business, they say, who are you voting for, or who did you vote for? They said, it's none of your business. What is Bro even
talking about right now?
And sometimes they said much tougher language than that, but I'm not going to get into that because I'll get in big trouble.
God damn it.
On the home front. And with Franklin Graham, please, sir. He says, please, sir, please don't use foul language. You speak so beautifully. You can do just as well. Actually, it doesn't work quite as well, but that's okay. It's just emphasis. But when they said, essentially, it's none of your business, that was a Trump vote. And they had the highest numbers of people that said that because they don't trust the press, etc.
You want to make a Golgari commander deck? Well, okay.
And that's why the polls showed.
When you're saying Golgari, do you mean like you only want Golgari like Ravnica characters, or do you just want Golgari commander deck? Because you can fucking, like, green-black commanders go hard. I have a Vraska deck that's like, although I want, oh god, I want the new fucking, I want the new Gorgon that's in Jumpstart Foundations, because it's so good. I think it is what I want my Vraska deck to do, because my Vraska deck is fucking rude. Like it is a mean, cruel bitch. Honestly, it's just Phyrexians, toxic, hydras, snakes, making snakes. Like it's fucking evil. But I love it. Gitrog Monster. You're thinking of Gitrog Monster, Elena.
Winning, but
Ravnica set old new. Yeah, you could probably, like, between all the like guilds of Ravnica, the classic sets, between Ravnica Remastered, and then if you're willing to put in stuff from Karlov Manor, because that is technically Ravnica, like, you could probably, there's a couple hundred cards there probably. Like, and then if you really wanted to like dig deep into it, I'm sure there are other cards from other sets, like, you know, yearly core sets or jumpstart sets that are like feature Ravnica art if you want to keep it in theme. Nope. No, yeah, Lana Mordress, Sisters of Stone Death, I had to fucking cut. Because, so my original goal with that, and I've bitched about this before. Thank you, Zolner on Twitch, for 6 months in a row. Like, the problem with Gorgons, originally the deck was supposed to be Gorgon Tribal, and I have almost all the Gorgons that have ever been released. Because they are pretty cheap to get, because they're not very good. They're incredibly high cost. Stay gold. I'm sorry. We gotta keep watching through it. We gotta keep going. Oh, yeah, I don't fuck with Eldrazi. If I'm being honest, I don't fuck with Eldrazi.
We sort of knew that was going to happen. We could tell by the rally size. Look at this. Here we won. There's no reason except celebration, but that's not a bad reason, is it? And look at the crowd. They have 7,000 or 8,000 people standing outside. Yeah. They can't get in.
Crunchy Whiskers, like I have my Taste of Karlov deck is the apple of my eye right now. I fucking love it.
You know, doing this for years, I don't think I've ever had anyone say
it's one of my favorite sets. I want
just
that.
One person, nobody. The Democrats and the media said that turning
Fashion
points
Secret
could
Lair
never
one
run
so
a
fucking
ground
bad.
Game. They weren't experienced. They didn't know Charlie, right? But when the ballots came in, the other side really didn't know what the hell hit them. They got hit hard. The victory was
thank you, Stay Gold.
Such an outstanding one, such a big one. And the other side now, and we don't want this. We want people to be happy and healthy.
This speech is in
They lost their
Arizona?
confidence. If you watch television now, they're all
yeah,
befuddled.
then Nadu happened. Holy shit.
They don't know what the hell happened. They're befuddled, to use quite a nice word that my mother used to use years ago.
Oh my
Talking
God.
about somebody that's a mess.
Old
but
man.
They've lost their confidence, and hopefully they'll
these
lose it
these
for a
are
long
the
time
same
and then come over to our
motherfuckers who
side
spent
because
like
we
so long.
We want to have them. We want to have them.
So long being like, yeah, we
and we're gonna have some.
Joe Biden doesn't know how to talk
20th.
good.
We're gonna have something. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good.
Because Yenzo is talking also about his plans for the future
all 50
and
states shifted
what they're
toward the Republican
fucking
Party,
doing.
every single one of them. And together we won the largest share
It
of
does us no good not
African-American
listening.
voters of any Republican in modern history. Actually, in history. We won more Hispanic American votes
No, this
than
isn't a live
any
speech.
Republican ever, and we won the vote. We won the Latino men. Who's a Latino man? Do we have any
Jesus
Latino men?
Christ, this
Now,
is
you're not a Latino man.
woof. Demon Fox Akira, thank you for $5. I've
beautiful
actually
woman,
looked into
but a
Turning
man
Point on
you are
employment
not.
sites. Ooh, the dirt on that organization.
course,
They're such an insane cult.
nowadays,
Do
who
not.
the hell
I
knows?
could not imagine the dark
But we
shit
won
that's been
the,
done in the name of
Hispanic.
TV
I
USA.
call Hispanic. I always said, do you like Latino or Hispanic? Let's go. Let's do a free poll. Who likes to be called Latino? Okay, that's what's always happening. Listen to this.
This is
Who
fucking
likes to be called
insane.
Hispanic? Not as good as usual.
Is there a Common
But we
Rider or
won
Power
half
Rangers
of
deck?
all
No, but you could
voters
make one.
aged 18 to 29. There's never been anything like that. We won
Like
by
there's nothing
36
stopping you
young
from
people.
proxying a deck and just putting your own art on it. I've done streams where I've made proxies.
And we got the highest share of youth vote of any Republican ever before in history. And we had great people. You know, my son Barron said, Dad, you got to see this one, that one, this one. He said he likes Joe Rogan a lot, too. He said, you got to see Joe Rogan. Dad,
I
you
fear
gotta do
Baron
an
is
interview
cooked,
with
y'all.
These people, and he is
I fear Baron is cooked.
sort of a
Where the
feel
fuck
for
am I
young
going?
people. I guess that's a nice thing to have
Oh,
when
I
you're
think I
young.
got turned around.
But
God.
he has a feel for it, and it was amazing. So we got the highest vote ever for a Republican candidate. We won by 36 points with young people. That never happens.
got
A
turned
Republican loses by 36 or 40. So I'm going to have to start thinking about TikTok. I think we're going to have to start thinking.
He is so
Because, you know, we did go on TikTok.
man.
and we
Yeah,
had a great response with
I don't think
billions of views, billions
he's
and
fucking
billions of views.
doing
They brought me a
shit in the
They
future.
brought me a chart, and it was a record.
Like
and it
I
was
think
so
we are
beautiful to
gonna
see,
probably
and
live to see
as I looked
President
at it, I
J.D.
said,
Vance.
Maybe we got to keep this sucker around a little while. You know, who wants to Oh, look, I see Sheriff Joe. Sheriff Joe, could
Oh,
we use you on the
evil
border? Stand up.
motherfucker.
Sheriff Joe. Look at that. He had no problems with the border. You could straighten your border out in 2 minutes. We'll put Sheriff Joe
Is
over
cringy
there.
Arch Warhammer still a big deal or not? I mean, like, there are still
and
like
you're
fascist
looking good,
assholes who
Joe.
like Warhammer, but
You're
like,
looking good, and we miss your wife,
that's
right?
same
Your
as
great
like
wife. She's
any
up there proud
anything. I'm
as
actually
hell of
working
you.
on a script about
But
that
he
right
had
now.
no border
The kind of
problems. He didn't
aesthetics
have any
of
border problems, and we'll do that
faceless
very shortly
fascism.
for you. We're gonna have you have a governor that doesn't know what the hell she's doing. You have people that don't know what they're doing. Then we're going to change it because your border is a disaster. Your border is a disaster, what's going on. And you just have a few days to wait. We're going to be fully operational, I would say, by about 2 o'clock on the 20th. 20th of January. With your help, we gained 23 points with voters under the age of even 25. Think of that. We gained 23 points, and in the election of 2024, our movement not only won a mandate, but we built new American majorities all over the place and will define our country's future. I believe it's going to define our country's future for generations to come. That's going to happen. It's, you know, there's some people called up that are great people, actually. Great business leaders called, a lot of them. And some of them weren't exactly on my side, but they're on my side now. But they said there's a light over not only the country right now, but over the entire world. And it is
nobody's
And
fucking,
we
no
wanna get
business
some of
leader
these-
saying, oh, you know, there's a light over. God.
We want to get some of these wars that would have never happened, like Russia, Ukraine would have never happened. Israel would have never been attacked, would have never happened. We wouldn't have inflation. We wouldn't have had that Afghanistan horror show, that horrible, the way we left, leaving billions of dollars of equipment behind and 13 soldiers. And, you know, nobody ever mentions, and I mention because I love them, and they're all watching right now. 48 soldiers that were horrifically injured. Nobody ever, they lived, and they don't talk about them, but these are incredible warriors that were hurt so badly with the legs and the arms and the face. And hurt so badly.
How anybody can listen to him fucking talk about people
and we love
drives
you.
me fucking nuts, because he obviously does not give a shit about any of them.
And for all of us standing before you today, I can proudly proclaim that the golden age of America is upon us.
Fuck, man. Fuck, man.
It's going to be a golden age. There's a spirit that we have now that we didn't have just a short while ago. Sadly, we didn't have. Well, who the hell can have spirit? Watching women get beat up in a boxing ring? I don't think that's spirit.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He's talking about a main
We're going to
Khalif.
end it very quickly. We're going to end that one very quickly. Since the election...
Amain Khalif. We talked about Amain Khalif when it happened during the Olympics. We talked about Amain Khalif, by the way, cis woman, born a woman, not a trans woman, never been on hormone therapy of any kind whatsoever. Complete fabricated right-wing narrative that they took off and ran with, and like every other mass debunk of any narrative that they fucking have, they just ignored it and carried on to the next one, like they always fucking do. And this what, 6-7 months later, this is still being fucking perpetuated against trans people, like these narratives always are. Fuck, man.
The stock market has broken one record after another. The biggest gain of stock market after an election in history. That's a good sign. In a single month, small business optimism soared 41 points, which is a record. That's a record. Bitcoin has surged to an all-time record high of $108,000. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations
and just last week, in
Bitcoiners.
an overwhelming statement of confidence in our leadership, the CEO of SoftBank, a very highly respected man in Asia, Masayoshi Son, you probably saw it announced that he will be investing, and only because I won the election, he made that clear, only because he has confidence in the United States, between $100 billion and $200 billion. And he's going to be investing. It's equal to about 100,000 jobs at least. And all over the world, people are investing now. They're starting the investments, and it's going to be a beautiful thing with the jobs. But they're calling it the Trump effect because even before taking office, we're already bringing in the jobs and opportunity and safety and common sense back.
I hope that gal
to the
drags
USA.
Trump.
We're
I would
bringing
fucking
common
love it.
sense
I
back.
mean,
Maybe
Khalifa
that's
did
the
not
most
deserve
important
anything, and
thing.
I hope
I
it
think
probably
common
will
sense
be
is the
settled
most
out of
important
court, but
thing,
there's
but
probably
not
going to be a
only are we
settlement
seeing
because
it at home,
Trump
but
or
we're seeing
Elon
it
and
abroad
fucking
as well. The
what's her
European
face
Union
Rowling
is
do not
suddenly
want
talking
a
about
big
buying
bit
vast
of fucking
quantities of natural
publicity over it, but like
American
I
beautiful
hope she takes
natural
them
gas
for as much as she can.
is beautiful, and it's very inexpensive. It's a lot less expensive than windmills all over the place. A lot less expensive. But I've informed Mexico and Canada that they will have to step up and stop the illegal aliens and illegal
This
drugs
shit,
from
he's just
pouring into our
freestyling.
country. Have
Like
to
he's just
stop.
gone, yeah, you know, people like windmills.
And that
I've
goes for the
informed-
European Union, and it goes for many other places.
God.
European Union's treated us very, very badly. We have hundreds of billions of dollars with deficits. They don't take our cars. They don't take our agricultural product, but we take theirs. And they've got to be careful. They can't treat us that way. They're not going to be treating us that way for long, that I can tell you.
We don't have any exports
Because
to
we're not going
Europe.
to let them turn the United States into a dumping ground. We're not going to let it happen. We pay Canada in subsidies and deficits over $150 billion a year. And you say, why are we doing that? Why are we paying Canada $150 billion? Essentially, we're paying Canada, and we love Canada. I have so many friends. I love Canada. I love it. But why are we spending $150 billion on Canada? Yet Canada allows people and drugs to flood in through our northern border. You know, we have a northern border that's not doing so well either. Likewise, people are
The
coming
mass
in
influx
from
of
Mexico in
Canadians are
numbers
taking
that
our
have
jobs now?
Never, ever been seen before. We had 21 million people come in over the past 4 years. Think of that, 21 million people. And you see a lot of these people should not be here. They come from mental institutions and prisons from all over the world, not just South America. Hundreds of...
This, by the way, never been proven. This is just a straight up lie he likes to repeat that, like... Some like who is fucking picking up like people from mental institutions all over the world and just chucking them over our border? Fucking Cobra, like the Decepticons. Who has that kind of power and resources and organization? What the fuck are you talking about? God.
Thousands more are racing to get across before January 20th. You got to see it. And I was very strong with Mexico. I spoke to the new president, who was lovely, wonderful woman, and President Sheinbaum, wonderful woman, actually. But I said, you can't do this to our country. We're not going to take it anymore. You can't do it. But I've informed Mexico that it just cannot continue. We're not going to let it continue. The United States has lost 300,000 people a year. Think of that. I don't know. I mean, how many people, everybody you meet said, I lost my daughter, I lost my son to drugs, to fentanyl, mostly to fentanyl, but to drugs.
Oh my God.
Families are being destroyed, and we're going to stop it. We're not going to let that happen. And we're also going to be doing something that's
fucking riz anymore, honestly.
I think going to help a lot. We're going to do very big advertising campaigns, just like a campaign for
this I saw.
running
This is
for
fucking
president.
funny.
We spend a lot of money, but it'll be a very small amount of money relatively. We're going to advertise how bad drugs are for you, how bad they are. They ruin your look, they ruin your face, they ruin your skin, and ruin your teeth. If you want to have horrible teeth, take a lot of fentanyl. If you want to have skin that looks so terrible, take fentanyl. We're going to show.
I love how Trump is out here giving his beauty tips. Like, how do you get the presidential look? Fentanyl, apparently.
What these drugs are doing to you. Nobody's done that before, and we're going to do it.
Nobody has. Nobody has ever done an ad campaign of how drugs make you look worse. Okay.
And that is, it's going to be like running a political campaign, just like running for president, just like we just did. We had some pretty good ads, right? We explained. We explained what these people have done, how they're destroying our country. I mean, who would let millions of people pour in from prisons and jails and mental institutions, and I always say insane asylums? You know, the press gave me a hard time because sometimes I'd use a name, Hannibal Lecter. They said, why does he mention Hannibal Lecter? That has nothing to do with it. Why would he?
No,
I mean,
they actually criticize because you talk about...
The fact is that we don't want Hannibal Lecter. You know what that is? Silence of...
Because, no, people brought it up because it appeared as though you thought Hannibal Lecter was a real person. Which, here we go. Yeah, if you had Hannibal Lecter on your bingo card.
We don't want Hannibal Lecter, Dr. Hannibal Lecter in our country, do we, huh? And you know what happened when they went to the voting booth? Or, unfortunately, if they signed their mail-in ballot, but we got by it. We got to change all of that stuff. We got to have great, fair, confident elections. But when they went into the booth or they signed their ballot, they said, Hannibal Lecter, that's a bad guy. We don't want him here.
Oh, my God.
They knew that. They didn't like that.
God.
They didn't like that I used him because it's a very good example. It's like incredible what they do. We need borders. We need fair elections. And we need a free and fair press. And we're going to try getting all of them. As another example of the things we're doing and looking at, it's such a terrible thing is happening. The Panama Canal.
The what?
Is considered a vital national asset for the United States of America due to its critical role, American economy, the whole world economy, and also national security. The Panama Canal. Has anyone ever heard of the Panama Canal? Huh?
Has anybody heard
we're being ripped
of the Panama
off at
Canal?
The Panama Canal like we're being ripped off everywhere else. A secure... He just said, take it back. That's a good idea. Where do you come from, sir? He doesn't come from Panama. Oh, yeah, good. A secure Panama Canal is crucial for U.S. commerce and rapid deployment of the Navy from the Atlantic all the way to the Pacific. It's an incredible thing and drastically...
Yeah, he is low-key talking about, I guess, invading Panama. Rusty X6, and I thank you for following. Lennon Cat knows what you. Thank you for 40 bits. Have bits for the frustrating but somehow entertaining stream. I'm 100%. He says mental asylums because he thinks asylum seekers means people needing mental health care. Honestly, you're probably onto something there. Like there's probably something there.
Cut shipping times down to U.S. ports by days and even weeks. The United States is the #1 user of the Panama Canal with over 72% of all transits heading to or from U.S. ports. Think of that. So we built it. We're the ones that use it. They gave it away. Considered one of the really one of the great wonders of the world.
Oh my God.
The Panama Canal opened for business 110 years ago and was
somebody
built
literally he had no idea what the Panama Canal was until somebody fucking told him about it.
Really
He's like, well, why don't we still own it?
Big when you consider the lives and the treasure, the equivalent of $1.2 trillion today. You don't hear those numbers. 38,000 American men, almost all men, they went there to be construction workers and dig. They were diggers. And they were brave. 38,000 men died from infected mosquitoes in the jungles of Panama during the construction period. Think of that. We lost 38,000 men. Teddy Roosevelt was president of the United States.
Moth, thank you for $5. Mr. Hannibal and his transgender ideology, war elephants. We're gonna deport Mr. Hannibal back to Carthage. Thank you, Unlucky Lagoon. I love that you're drawing attention to the shite that falls out of Trump's mouth. Hi, it's not hard. I have to leave now, but you've earned a new subscriber. Thank you, Unlucky Lagoon.
Jimmy Carter foolishly gave it away for $1.
How are you going to shit talk the oldest living president,
during
bro?
his term in office? It was solely for Panama to manage and not for China or any other country to manage. You see what's going on there? China.
No.
It was likewise not given for Panama to charge the United States, its Navy, and its corporations doing business within our country exorbitant prices and rates of passage, which they do. They charge us like it's a disgrace. Our Navy and Commerce have been treated in a very unfair and injudicious way. The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States. This complete ripoff of our country will immediately stop. It's going to stop.
You're gonna what? Are you gonna fucking move the canal?
Has a big and vested interest in the secure, efficient, and reliable operation of the Panama Canal. And that was always understood when they gave it to Panama. Can you believe that? We would never have done it if we thought what's happening now can happen, and we would never, and we will never, ever let it fall into the wrong hands. But it's falling into the wrong hands. It was not given for the benefit of others by a token of cooperation, but it was given to Panama and to the people of Panama, but it has provisions. You got to treat us fairly, and they haven't treated us fairly.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Both moral and legal, of this magnanimous gesture of giving are not followed, then we will demand that the Panama Canal be returned to the United States of America in full, quickly, and without question. I'm not going to stand for it. So to the officials of Panama, please be guided accordingly. William McKinley, the 25th President of the United States, was because of the vast sums of money that he brought into our country, the person really who got us the money that President Theodore Roosevelt used to build the Panama Canal and a lot of other things. McKinley was a very good, maybe a great president. They took his name off Mount McKinley, right? That's what they do to people. Now, he was a
who's they? What are you talking about?
Good president at a minimum. He was a very good businessman. He was a businessman, then a governor, very successful businessman, and then he ran for president, and he won. And he was able to use business
Did he just say you met him?
He was a strong believer in tariffs, and we were actually probably wealthiest.
Would you believe that tariffs were different in William fucking McKinley's time? The Pup, thank you for $5. Will you go around, get horned like a gentleman, or go through the Panama Canal like some kind of Democrat? Yeah, no, I know they. Wink, wink.
Of any time, relatively speaking, at any point in the history of our country. In the 1890s, we were so wealthy, we had commissions set up what to do with all the money that we were taking in. We had no income tax. We only had tariffs. I consider that to be the most beautiful word in the dictionary.
Is he seriously? Is he seriously suggesting that we get rid of income tax on rich people because in 1890 they didn't have it? Yeah, no, Rhyme Jack. Poor people were famously invented during the Great Depression as a psyop. Hey, quick question for you. Mr. Economy Knower. What happened like 30, 40 years after 1890? What happened after a massive bubble of economic prosperity by short-sighted business magnates like yourself and Elon Musk? And that's not even bringing up that the world is so much more complicated now. Oh my God, that is fucking crazy. Have a good night, Seven Toho. Great something.
But President McKinley was the president that was responsible for creating a vast sum of money in the United States that Teddy Roosevelt then spent. So let's say they were both excellent presidents, but McKinley did that, and that's one of the reasons that we're going to bring back the name of Mount McKinley, because I think
what a weird fucking thing to fixate on. Who
I
gives
think he
a
deserves
fuck?
it. There are lots of things we can name, but I think he deserves it. That was not very gracious to somebody that did a good job. And as you know, he was assassinated. He was assassinated. We have accomplished so much in just 47 days since the election, but that's only the beginning of what we will achieve together as the 47th President of the United States of America. Over the past few weeks, I've nominated an all-star cabinet of some of the most fearless, determined, and brilliant individuals ever to step forward for public office.
The richest
we're getting great reviews,
people.
I have to say, and they're all doing well. But we're getting fantastic reviews on the people that we chose.
From fucking who? Reviews?
I wouldn't choose them if I didn't think you liked them. I don't have that kind of courage.
Bullshit.
You like every one of them, and everybody. I mean, people are amazed at the quality. Our Secretary Scott of the Treasury is central casting, the whole group. But to get wokeness out of our military and restore the unquestioned strength and fighting spirit of the American Armed Forces, I've appointed Pete Hegseth to be our next Secretary.
I've appointed a fucking Fox News, Fox and Friends host.
You know,
who sucked me off in front of the nation for years.
On Fox. And all he ever wanted to talk about was the military, including when we weren't on. He'd talk about the military. He'd talk about how unfairly our soldiers were treated. Can I give a pardon to this one or that one who was treated so unfairly? They teach them to be fighting machines, and then when they fight, they want to put them in jail for 35 years. And he was very strong on that. That's
what did they want to put him in jail for?
It seems so natural to me. Plus, he had a great education.
What would they want to put soldiers in jail for 35 years for?
And he's a very vibrant, strong guy.
War crimes, mayhaps?
I think he's going to be great. He's doing well to make our intelligence community respected even more. I don't even think the word even is right, because we had some bad years with these people. But we're going to do something. We're going to stop looking at all of these horrible foreign wars that we've gotten ourselves through stupidity. We're in wars at countries that nobody ever even heard of before.
What?
And we're going to be smart.
What?
We're going.
Nobody heard of Ukraine and Israel?
To be guided by strength. We're going to have peace through strength, like we had. I had no wars other than I wiped out ISIS.
Peace through strength. That's fucking.
We wiped out ISIS in a small fraction. They said it was going to take 5 years.
That's some shit you put over the gates to the work camp.
We
Holy
have a great
shit,
military. Not the ones you see on television, the real generals.
That's fucking bleak.
But I've nominated Tulsi Gabbard as our Director of National Intelligence.
Oh, okay. Well, you fucked up.
And to be our next Secretary of Health and Human Services, I decided, look, something's going on here. When you look at, like, autism from 25 years ago, and you...
Oh, my God. People are asking, why am I watching this? This is why. You, like, so many people, and I understand why you don't watch Trump. Believe me, I get it. I understand it. It's a sickness of mine. You understand? That I am so drawn. I have such a curiosity about this shit. But not listening in. Some shit like this is going to come out 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 2 years from now, where somebody's going to pass a law. Suddenly there's going to be a change, and you won't be able to get your kid diagnosed for autism. You won't be able to get health care that would actually help you because of something RFK or Trump said. And nobody's going to know what to do because nobody's fucking paying attention now. We're going to get, it's the vaccine's fault. For those who don't know, RFK Jr. is a huge anti-vaxxer and thinks that COVID was a ethnically engineered virus to ignore, or a virus ethnically engineered to ignore Jewish people and Asians. And RFK Jr. also thinks that vaccines cause autism. So,
look at it now. Something's going on, and I nominated Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Think of it. Think of this. 25 years ago, autism, 1 in 10,000 children. Today,
it's because all right, here's the thing. 25 years ago, roughly, I'm almost 30, okay? When I was 6 or 7, I was diagnosed first with autism and then later with ADHD when my mom got a second opinion. I am ADHD. I might have a little bit of the autism. Who's to say? The reason that less people were diagnosed then is because A, autism manifests incredibly differently in different people's brains, especially between the sexes. And B, a lot of those signs aren't recognized for that reason because of like certain factors that are ingrained in us, like the way that people are like, oh, just, you know, she's just a shy girl. Oh, he's just a very outgoing boy. Like, these things have been codified as just like, it's just regular. And people go through their life not knowing that their brain isn't working like everybody else's and that they could get help and make it work so much better. My mom is like 50 and she is just now getting treatment that is helping her. Like, it is because we have a greater understanding of the underlying causes and how to better treat and categorize these differences in people's brains. Fuck.
it's 1 in 36 children. Is something wrong? I think so. And Robert and I and all, we're going to figure it out. But did you ever hear numbers like that? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Likewise, there's been a 25% increase in childhood cancer and a staggering increase in chronic diseases. So together we're going to make America healthy again. We're going to make America healthy again. Something's happening. Something bad is happening. And to end the weaponization of law enforcement and restore fair, equal, and impartial justice, we will have an outstanding new Attorney General in Pam.
To end the weaponization of law enforcement. So what they mean there is they want to end lawfare. But what they really mean is that they want to do the shit that they've been accusing Democrats of doing, which is just like a limp approximation of justice. They want to actually do that to Democrats. Like, I wonder if he's actually going to talk about how he wants to make the people in charge of the Russia hoax and all that shit pay. I wonder if he's going to talk about that in the same fucking sentence as saying, oh, we're going to go back to impartial and fair justice.
Bondi. She's fantastic. She is fantastic. Known her a long time. And I'm very pleased to report that Christopher Wray is on his way out. He's resigned. And he will soon be replaced by our next FBI director, somebody who I think is going to be one of the greatest, maybe the greatest director of them all, Kash Patel.
God. That's fucking bleak.
I campaigned on an agenda of delivering profound change to Washington, and last month the American people voted for change like they've never voted before, and in overwhelming numbers that nobody saw coming. I saw coming, because I think we all saw coming. When you went to the rallies, you saw that. We'd have, like we had in New Jersey, 107,000 people, and they'd go out the next day and they'd have 30 people, maybe 40 if they were lucky. And then I heard how it was going to be a close race. I said, why is that? Why is that? I don't quite get that. But now the Republican Senate majority is working very hard to confirm my nominees, and we appreciate it. And with the help of this dream team cabinet, and we have so many others I won't bother mentioning, but you know every one of them, we're going to embark on the most exciting and successful period of reform and renewal in all of American history. We're going to do something that's going to be really, really special. You're going to be so happy. And as you know, I made a series of big day one promises in my campaign. You know them just as well as I do. And 29 days from now, I intend to keep those promises to the American people.
AC 900, it is not a foregone conclusion that we're going to be done with this in
4 years ago.
2028.
My administration will live by the motto,
like,
promises made, promises kept. We did keep our promises.
No, you fucking didn't. The wall was still not built.
And there's a new hat. There's a brand new hat that's out. I saw it yesterday, the first time, and it's selling like hotcakes. It says, Trump was right about everything. And I don't want to brag, but we were right about just about everything, including foreign policy, these crazy wars that we're in. One of the things I want to do, and quickly, and President Putin said that he wants to meet with me as soon as possible. So we have to wait for this, but we have to end that war. That war is a horrible, horrible. The soldiers, the number of soldiers being killed, it's a flat plane, and the bullets are going, and there's powerful bullets, powerful guns.
God, he's
and
so
the only
fucking
thing that's going to stop them is the human body. They go dead flat land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
What?
Millions of soldiers have died now. Millions. We're seeing numbers that are just crazy. Got to stop it. It's ridiculous. Would have never happened if I was president. That war would have.
Maybe it is millions. Who fucking knows? It's 2014. So, just running quick numbers here. 85,000 Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine, and 43,000. And don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fucking dead people. Over 100,000. But that is not a million. Notably, not a million. So cool.
Never happened. And October 7th, Israel would have never happened either. So much, our country would be so different and the world would be so different, but it's not. So we have to make it great. We're going to make it great. We're going to do it as quickly as we can. On my first day back in the Oval Office, I will sign a historic slate of executive orders to close our border to illegal aliens and stop the invasion of our country. And on that same day, we will begin the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And as part of Operation Aurora, you know all about Aurora, how horrible that's been. Every single foreign gang and illegal alien member, all of this criminal network operating on American soil will be dismantled, deported, and destroyed. Gonna get them out. Think of it. They sent their gang members to us. Busload after busload. We had an open border. They're gang members, they're drug dealers, they're drug addicts. People that were sick, people that were healthy and strong. What the hell was that? You get the little yips up here every once in a while. I wonder why. That was a strange sound. I've heard some very strange sounds. Every foreign gang member will be expelled, and I will immediately designate the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We're going to do it immediately.
Great.
And we'll unleash the full power of federal law enforcement, ICE, Border Patrol. How good is, by the way, how good is Tom Homan, right?
God, fucking awful. Not good at all.
He's phenomenal. I've known him a long time. I'll bet you Sheriff Joe likes Tom Homan, right? Sheriff Joe, yes? Yeah.
I saw somebody say earlier Sheriff Joe Arpaio deserves to be tried for crimes against humanity. Yeah, he deserves the full punishment for that. If you don't know the absolutely reprehensible things Sheriff Joe Arpaio has done to prisoners under his watch, the idea that he still has, like, not just Trump's orbit, but acknowledgement and possibly even his ear should be horrendous and terrifying to everybody. Sheriff Joe Arpaio, like, basically ran legalized concentration camps in insufferable, inhuman conditions for prisoners. Like, when I say he deserves the fucking Hague. He deserves TOS violations. Is all I'll say. All I'll fucking say.
He goes, yep. The DEA.
Yeah, somebody say he's a war criminal. He's a legalized war criminal.
The FBI, the intelligence community, and financial sanctions to remove the migrant gangs and criminals that are killing and raping and maiming our citizens. We're going to get them out. We're going to get them out. We're going to get them out fast. We have no choice. We have no choice, by the way. I don't want to do that, but we have no choice.
You don't
Last thing I want to do could have been so much easier. The election wasn't rigged. It would have been a much different thing. But this will show something. This is going to show how we do it and how good we are. You know, we showed how the opposite philosophy runs a country, and it wasn't good. They had an approval rating today. It was 14%. Nobody's ever had an approval rating of 14. That's the lowest approval rating. And we're going to have a very high, in fact, we already have a very high approval rating. We're way up, way up, higher than almost anybody, higher than anybody as of this morning. We will end the occupation, and January 20th will truly be Liberation Day in America. Is that okay? Liberation Day.
Liberation Day, oh my God.
And this great liberation will be in honor of all of the victims of migrant crime and all of the angel moms and angel dads who have lost their really incredible kids that, you know, they're going around for years and years, and I talk to them all the time.
This is so awful. Like, it is just oscillating between
many of them are here.
This doddering old man going from the most openly fascist rhetoric you've ever heard, of just like, we're going to call it Liberation Day and peace through strength, and then just being like, and also the kids who died, it's really awful. They were wonderful babies and wonderful children, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. Like, just fuck, man. Fuck.
They had so little help from the politicians on the other side. We're joined today by Patty Morin, the mother of Rachel Morin, who you know all about, a beautiful mother of 5 who was murdered by an illegal alien monster who entered our country under the open border policies of the Biden administration. Your borders was not too good. Your borders, that was not Tom Homan, I can tell you. But Patty, those days are over, and they will soon be over, I hope. We're just not going to have, how can you say never again, but we're going to have as few as possible. It's going to be rough, and it's going to be rough on the ones that do that kind of damage to you and to our country. Where is Patty? Is she here someplace? I just want to thank her. Hi, Patty. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you, darling. Do you want to come up for a second, Patty? Huh? Do you want to come up? I had lunch with Patty, and she suffered greatly. I said, let me help you with your eyes, because I want to help her with her eyes. She has an eye situation that can be fixed with some medical help.
Oh, well, you're
Many
going
of
to
them
cut
can't
medical
be
care,
fixed.
so
I
fuck
said,
Patty, I guess.
Get your eyes taken care of. I'll take care of it. Just get it done. I hope you got it done. Did you have them done yet? Did you have it done yet, Patty? That's great.
This makes for great speeches.
Good, Patty. Be careful. Did you have your eyes done yet, Patty? You get them done, okay?
January.
Oh, good, good. She's going to get them done in January. Good.
Thank you. Thank you. The first time I met President Trump in person, he invited us to lunch, my attorney and I. And to be honest, I didn't do anything. I just sat there. I didn't really speak because I wanted to watch the man and listen to what he had to say.
Bullshit.
And what his conversation was like, because I knew he wasn't a politician, but I knew that he had been president before, and I wanted to see if he was a real, authentic
he wasn't a politician,
man who
but I knew he had been
actually
president
cared
before.
for the American people. And
No, you've always been in the bag for him. Don't fucking lie. Don't fucking lie. I wanted to hear him out. You either had an opinion of Trump as a president before you met him or you didn't. Don't fucking sit here and be like, I just wanted to... Fuck you. Fuck you. Insult my fucking intelligence.
So I watched him. I watched how he interacted. I also watched how much his staff really respected him and how much his staff loved working for him. But the thing that changed the way that I looked at him as a person was I realized that he was a dad, that he was a grandfather, and when you spoke
he would
to him,
fucking
you could see
sell
in
his own
eyes that
children
he
for a Big
genuinely
Mac.
cared about his fellow human being.
Fuck off.
But the thing...
She was coached good. She got coached good. I'll give her that. Damn.
The thing
PR
I
team.
appreciate the most is that he heard the cries of a mother. And he cared. And he made a promise that he was going to protect us and that he was going to help us. And that's all you can ask from your president, but also just from a...
No, those very well could be real tears, but here's the thing. Grief makes people do really stupid shit. Like, that's the truth. Grief makes people do really stupid shit. I wanna scroll through this because I want to leave soon for something. But I wanna...
fellow human being.
Come on, load.
To win in a battleground state, number one, you got to get out the vote. Number two, you got to protect the ballot. And number three.
Please, thanks. Where's Trish? Thank you, Trish. I think I see Carrie Lake. Is that Carrie Lake?
God.
Yes. Hi, Carrie. Stand up, Carrie.
Another wretched throng who just fucking bought her way into the election. Or bought her way into an office.
Good job. Worked hard. That was, she's a good woman, and she's going to be doing something very big, maybe bigger. It's a big one that you have, so good luck with it. You're going to do well. You're going to turn that around like nobody ever saw before, so thank you very much for accepting it. Sergio Gore, a friend of mine who's doing a fabulous job leading the presidential personnel. He's really,
sorry, I turned it up,
hard.
everybody,
Sergio's
really
around
quick.
here someplace. Sergio, where is he? Hi, Sergio. Good job you're doing. We have some big announcements over the next few days, too, big ones. A great actor has been with us for a long time when it wasn't fashionable. Rob Schneider. Rob.
That's fucking bleak. That's fucking bleak, dude. That's fucking... Whoa. Rob Schneider.
He was here with a few of his friends when it wasn't quite as fashionable, right, Rob? But you were here. Thank you very much. Great job you're doing, too. Karen Robeson. Where is Karen? Karen is here, and she's, I hear, running for governor. She's going to be running for governor. Where's Karen? Hi, Karen. Hello, Karen. Are you running for governor? I think so, Karen, because if you do, you're going to have my support, okay? You're going to have my support. A man that is very non-controversial, a very unique, he really is a unique person, but he doesn't like controversy. His name is Steve Bannon. Has anyone ever heard of him? Where's Steve? Hello. Hi, Steve.
Open fascist motherfucker.
A big, powerful voice he's got. His show is phenomenal. War Room. Man, thank you, Steve. There's nobody like Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. And a Phoenix police officer who was shot 8 times in the line of duty, Tyler Moldovan, who I just saw backstage. Where's Tyler? Oh, he's got to be right there. There he is. Hi, Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Hi, Tyler. Wow. Thank you, Tyler. 8 times. Can you believe that? Think of that. 8 times, and he's looking great.
Honestly, 8 times, at that point, you gotta blame, like, take target practice training, y'all. That's, like, come on, y'all.
Thank you very much, and to your family, beautiful wife. With a stroke of my pen, on day 1, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high school. And we will keep men out of women's sports.
There it is. Day 1, apparently. Ending trans-affirming care for minors. Which you better believe that is also going to come with an attempted ban on any kind of federal funding for trans care. States will probably be our only way to uphold it, but who fucking knows? With what they're planning to do, outlined in Project 2025 about abortion, where they're going to keep dossiers on women who travel to other states where abortion's legal to charge them with murder. Like, who's gonna fucking stop? Any trans would be a better soldier than Trump. Yeah, no, like, I know plenty of trans veterans. Homemade HRT time. Somebody in the chat said homemade HRT time. Do you hear that, everybody? Somebody in the chat said it is time for homemade HRT. HRT that you do not need to go to the government for. That is safe when it is made by reputable sources. That can give you sometimes even better results for what you're looking for. Much to think of. This is just what I hear, folks. This is just what I hear. I have no idea. And why is he doing it, you might ask? Is it because he believes it? No. Trump doesn't believe any of this shit. Listen to the baying crowds egging him on. He is doing it because people like Matt Walsh, Haya Reichik, Elon Musk have personal vendettas, and they have pushed it as an actual culture war issue. It fucking is not. Happy birthday, raspberries.
And that will likewise be done on day one. Should I do day one, day two, or day three? How about day one, right? Under the Trump administration, it will be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. Doesn't sound too...
I can't show it, but you're too late. I can't show it because it has my address and stuff on it, but I have my ID in my wallet right here I'm looking at. And the sex, under gender, it says X. Legally, by legal recognition, by legal definition, you cannot take that away from me, and I dare you to fucking try.
Complicated, does it? To rescue our economy, I will sign day one orders to end all Biden restrictions on energy production, terminate his insane electric vehicle mandate, cancel his natural gas export ban, reopen Anwar in Alaska, the biggest site potentially anywhere in the world, and declare a national energy emergency. And do we have great people in energy, head of energy, Chris Wright, and Doug Burgum is the interior. And I merged both of them. You know, the energy had no energy. It just had the right to do energy. And interior.
What the fuck are you talking
Great
about?
friends,
The
they're both
energy
very
had no
talented
energy?
people. We're going to have so much oil and gas and other things, you won't know what to do with it. You'll say, please, President Trump, stop. We have too much. The prices are going too low, sir. Remember, we were $1.84 a gallon gasoline. Wouldn't that be nice? I will direct every
Remember all
cabinet
this shit a year
secretary
from now,
to cut
when
10
none of it
old
happens.
regulations for every new regulation. We'll be getting rid of a lot of... Last term, for me,
Here's another
we did something
problem.
special. We cut more regulations.
That, if enacted as promised, shit like this, shit like, especially the fucking tariffs, are going to wreck the economy. Like, shit is going to get so much more expensive. If enacted as promised, that is if people who don't know shit around Trump are actually being like, no, it's not. And the problem is, because you would think, you would hope, in a reasonable populace, you would hope that you could be like, okay, well, he didn't follow through on his promises. Obviously, he's full of shit. And you would think that the Trump voter would look at that and their faith in him would dissolve. It would crack at least the facade a little bit. But in the last couple years, and especially the last year, the way that they have been praising, especially between Elon and Trump, Javier Milei, a incestuous fucking psychopath, by the way, there's a great, I think it was Behind the Bastards, Robert did an episode on Javier Milei, who is a fucking lunatic. Like, so far beyond just the libertarian bullshit. He's definitely fucking his sister. So many people in the Republican establishment have been talking up Milei as tough love. And by doing that, they've been conditioning the base to accept these concessions. As people like Elon and Trump and all these fuckers are going to reap the benefits, they are preparing, they are inculcating their audience to just sit back and take it. Whatever bad happens. Alrighty, chat. I tell you what. This has been fun. Let's do it again sometime. am going to go. I'm going to go take a little break because I've been working really hard on shit. Let's go raid someone. USA Hole, Max Dude, Naughty Roomba. Let's go say hi to USA Hole. I'm gonna go get some dinner and see Sonic 3 because the last showing is at 9:15 and that's in like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go. Thank you all for sticking with me through this incredibly depressing time. I'm gonna do a probably end of year roundup video soon, or stream in between Christmas and New Year's. So keep an eye out for that. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season and you are able to get through it without too much difficulty. And keep an eye out on the channel for my big new documentary. Please, God, I need people to watch it. And thank you all and have a wonderful rest of your night.